So Elon Musk, now apparently running the Department of Government Efficiency, just hit send all on the wildest email in U.S. government history. The subject: what did you do last week? Basically, the bureaucratic version of your boss suddenly remembering you exist. But here's the kicker: if you don't reply, you're fired. Some U.S. agencies tell workers not to reply to Musk's "What did you do last week?" email. Okay, let's go and see what this is about. Washington, February the 23rd. Multiple U.S. federal agencies told employees not to respond immediately to a demand by President Donald Trump's advisor, Elon Musk, to list their accomplishments in the last week or be fired, as a chaotic campaign to cool the bureaucracy pushes forward. Trump's administration appointed officials in the FBI and State Department sent their staff emails telling them not to respond outside of their chains of command, in a possible sign of tension between members of the Republican administration and the world's richest person in his campaign to cut down the government's 2.3 million member civilian workforce. The FBI, through the Office of Director, is in charge of all the review processes, said FBI Director Kash Patel, a Trump appointee, in an email sent to staff. Musk leads the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, which within the first week of Trump's administration has laid off more than 20,000 workers and has offered buyouts to another 75,000 across the wide swaths of the government and Defense Department. Long a Republican priority, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, where all the staff has been ordered to halt work. The frantic pace has led the federal government in some cases to rush to rehire workers who perform critical functions like securing the nation's nuclear arsenal and trying to fight the worsening bird flu outbreak, which has caused egg prices to spike even higher. While there is bipartisan agreement that the U.S. government, which carries $36 trillion in debt, would benefit from reform, Musk's tremendous approach has drawn widespread criticism, including from voters in some Republican areas. Federal workers on Saturday evening received an email instructing them to detail the work that they did during the previous week by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard on Monday, shortly after Musk posted on his X social media site that failing to respond would be taken as a resignation. The subject of the email read, "What did you do last week?" and came from a human resource address in the Office of Personnel Management, but did not include Musk's threat of termination. Workers at the Department of Defense, Homeland Security, Education and Commerce, as well as the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the National Institutes of Health and Internal Revenue Services were also told not to respond pending further guidance according to sources and emails reviewed. To be clear, this is irregular, unexpected, and warrants further validation. A senior executive at the National Centers for Environmental Information, an agency that manages environmental data and is part of the Commerce Department, wrote. Some officials welcome the move. Ed Martin's Trump nominee for U.S. Attorney in Washington, D.C., who is serving in interim capacity, praised Musk and Doge in an email response. But other offices within the Justice Department, including the executive office that supports all the U.S. attorneys and department's civil division, told employees not to reply pending additional information. Employees at the Drug Enforcement Administration, part of the Justice Department, were told not to respond, according to an email seen. The union questions Musk's authority. The largest federal workers union, the American Federation of Government Employees, wrote on X on Sunday that it did not believe that Musk had the authority to fire employees who did not respond and would formally request the OPM resign the message. Meanwhile, the union advised members to ask their supervisors directly whether to reply and follow their guidance. The email left some employees even more frustrated and worried after the weeks of uncertainty about their futures. "I really wonder when someone is going to say enough," said one IRS employee. Media offices at Commerce, Justice, Education, and Treasury departments, as well as the FDIC and NIH, did not immediately respond to requests for comment. An FBI spokesperson declined to comment, and a State Department spokesperson referred questions to the White House. Musk on X on Sunday called the email a very basic pulse check. Senator John Curtis, a Republican from Utah, said that he supports the Trump administration's effort to reduce the government spending, but that Musk should take a more humane approach. "If I could say one thing to Elon Musk, it's please put a dose of compassion in this," Curtis said on CBS News, Face the Nation. "These are real people. These are real lives. These are mortgages. It's a false narrative to say that we have to cut and that you have to be cruel to do it as well. We can do both. Some federal judiciary employees, including judges, also received the Saturday email from OPM, even though the court system is not part of the executive branch. The administrative office of the U.S. courts confirmed. The judiciary advised employees that no action should be taken in response to the message, according to the email reviewed. In some cases, employees were left unsure how to respond, even if they chose to do so. Some lawyers, for instance, expressed concern that their work is confidential. Workers at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau also received the email, according to people with knowledge of the matter, even though they were all ordered to cease working since this early month, leaving them with little to do. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, a Republican, said the email was a complete overstep and that it would be defeated in court. From a management perspective, you can see what a clown car this is right now, Christie said during an ABC News The Week on Sunday. Okay, so it pretty much brings it to an end. So, in other words, Elon is trying to really cut back on some of our debt. I'm not too sure he's really going about it in the right way, but you can let me know what y'all think in the comments, and be sure to subscribe, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more government drama.